Xin chào guys. So today is Monday, and if you look outside, it's still kind of snowing. Another winter wonderland, and a little bit of ice last night, but ooh, there's someone's parked right beside me. So anyways, I got this call on Sunday morning, so I knew that it's a referral. One of the vice principals from last week asked me to fill in and do this assignment today. So yeah, just the school's 10 to 15 minutes away from my house, so it's really nice that I'm here again to my favorite school. And I will be doing special ed in the morning and just planning time or prep. So I had to take the van today. The car has a flat tire, and I don't like doing that kind of thing. So I'm going to ask my husband to to do the tires for me. But yeah, it's going to be a nice day today, and I think I'm going to play basketball today if the gym is available. I'm just going to maybe invite my grade 7s to play basketball because I love basketball. Actually, I'm a basketball coach, and I love playing and engaging with the students. So that's what I'm going to do, perhaps. So we'll see. Yep, a new week. So I will talk to you and catch up with you later, guys. Hi, again, I'm just getting started with my day. The morning is going to be teaching special education, just reading SRA, very scripted kind of reading lesson, and I'm familiar with that, so I'm looking forward to having small groups throughout the morning. I have duty, and I will be just, doing some planning time, and some teachers have missed planning time, so I'm just filling in and doing that. And it's such a great, such a great office here. It's very spacious and a great opportunity for some learning with the students, very quiet. So I think this will be really good. So that's my day, and I am going to hunt down those teachers that I have to fill in for. I have 3, period 4, 5, and 6. So I'm going to make sure I get those lessons, or just let them know that I'll be coming into their classroom. So I will talk to you later and catch up. Ciao guys! I'm just going to give you a little update at the end of the day, and I was just running around all afternoon, just filling in for missing prep, and in the first 3 groups that I had this morning, it was fantastic. I love doing the structured SRA, so it's just doing some oral reading and sound recognition and things like that with students with high needs, and they are really well, behaved. So I was working with those students during the morning, and the afternoon I just filled in wherever I am needed, just missing prep for those teachers. But my last period was a challenging period, grade 5, but that's what expected. At the end of the day, you're only there for 1 period, so it's really hard to set your expectations and following through with them, because I find that you get a sense of more onus in your classroom if you have a longer duration with the kids as well. But for 1 hour, it's hard to command respect and earn respect for that hour. So that's what I'm going to work on, just trying to make my expectations clear, even though you have them for an hour. I just got a message from the system, and I will be teaching in this school for 5 days consecutively for a teacher that will be away, and it's another referral, so that's very nice that I get to be in the same school, get to know the students and school and the whole environment, so I'm happy with that. And consistency is good too, so I get to spoil them a little bit. And right now I'm just uploading videos to the website, because this is the only time I can do that. I live in the country, so it's really hard for me to do any kind of video uploading. And I will talk to you tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm doing or going tomorrow, where I'm going tomorrow, so we'll see. Ciao guys, today is Tuesday, so I got this call. Actually, I didn't get the call. I was waiting for an assignment in the city, but unfortunately didn't come up, so and the system didn't call me this morning, so I was worried, and I'm thinking, okay, so let's just call in or just sign in. And I signed in and I saw 2 jobs, and I'm thinking to myself, why didn't the system call this out? So I don't know. I think the new system is something's wrong, because I was waiting for a phone call this morning, because I was waiting for an assignment in the city, so that I can go in there and pick up something at the board office, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So well, what can you do? But I did go in there, and there were 2 jobs that were available, so I picked that up. And around 8 o'clock, actually, 15 minutes to 8 o'clock, and I have to get ready right away, because I don't want to be late, and I want to make sure I have enough room, enough time to get there. And here I am. And the parking lot is jam-packed. I'm parking in the street, so hopefully they don't tow my car. That's one of the disadvantages of going to a different school. Sometimes you don't know what's going on, or how they accommodate all these cars. So we'll see. I see other cars parking in the street as well, and I guess it's okay, but I don't know. Anyways, this is a planning time assignment. I've been to this school as an educational assistant, but this is my first time being a teacher in this school, so I knew where it was. It's just that, it's already, I have to be here at 8:45, and I'm here at 8:30, but still, I need coffee. Yes, coffee. Herbal tea cannot do it this morning. So I didn't do anything last night. I didn't, do any research. I didn't do any blogging. So, oh well, what can you do? Sometimes the flexibility of this job is awesome that way. So, I love this job. And yeah, I will catch up with you later. Oh my goodness, what a day! Oh, very unstructured. I got there, and I didn't know what role I was playing. I was doing a little bit of educational assistant support for some time, and then just planning time support. But yeah, I didn't know where to go. I didn't have a set of keys, so I'm like knocking on the door to get in the classroom, and yeah. At the end of the day, I didn't do a feedback form because I wasn't sure who I am addressing to, and it was just, very unstructured. I find that I didn't feel like I accomplished anything today. I'm just warming up my car right now, and I'm leaving before 3:30, so that's a first for me. Normally I tidy up the classroom, I do a feedback form, and just do my closing routine. But today they told me that I have to do bus duty, but I already did my duty for the day, so I just want to make sure that they're not taking advantage of me, because I'm just filling in for planning time. And so I was, I confronted that, because I knew that I completed my duty. And it was nice. It was nice outside, and I don't mind doing it, but I didn't think it was fair for them to, if they were to take advantage of supply teachers, and you know, you have to know when to draw the line. But yeah, all in all, it was a good day. I just felt that I didn't, you know, contribute to anything and challenge myself. So I don't know. Yeah, one of those days. So I'm going home and I'm going to relax, and that's about it. All right, guys. See you later. Ciao, guys. Today is Wednesday. We're halfway through the week, and it is Valentine's Day today. So happy Valentine's Day. I received this call early this morning at 6:30. It woke me up. I felt lethargic last night. I didn't do anything at all. Maybe because it's the kindergarten or the kindergarten assignment that I had, and various unstructured assignment. I didn't know where I was going or what I was doing yesterday. So, but I went to bed early, just read, and that's all I did. And I made like soup, so to make me feel better, homemade soup. So this morning, oh gosh, I got up at 7:30, 7:50 or something like that, or 7:40. Anyways, that's pretty late for me. I like to get up around 7 o'clock to get ready, but and I was trying to evaluate what am I doing differently, and I realized that I didn't establish a routine. It's really hard to establish a routine, especially when you're supply teaching, but try to do that every single day. I stopped taking my magnesium protocol, drinks and vitamins. So every morning I normally do that, but the last week and this week I haven't been doing that, and I can feel the toll that it created. So this morning I made my regimen of a drink, and all it is just a lot of mishmash of things. Hopefully I did it right, but I just want to make it more efficient. So I put everything in it and I drank it. So it has apple cider vinegar and diatomaceous earth and various other things. So if you're interested, just let me know and I'll tell you what I take in the morning. And meditating. I haven't been meditating in the morning, so I have to find some kind of routine that I can do in the morning so that I can, be successful in my day, start off my day in the right kind of foot. So today it's a small school, and it looks like the population of the school is very, very small. It looks like I'm in the parking lot right now, and there's nobody here. Well, a few, but I assume that's going to be not that many cars as opposed to yesterday. I couldn't even find a parking lot yesterday because the school has expanded. So that school was pretty big, and it gets bigger every time I visit there. So this is a junior class, and I know that they will be having a dance. That's the general thing. Sorry about the sunlight, but it's a beautiful sun. I love being right there and exposed to the sun right now. So I know that we have that, but it's going to be a little bit unstructured, but I have to make sure that my expectations are clear. So yeah, it's another junior class, but I'm ready for it. I made coffee this morning. Normally I don't drink coffee, so I just need a little bit of a boost this morning. And if I do have time for my breaks, I think I'm going for a walk, because I think that's what I need just to make me feel a little bit better. Maybe it's kindergarten. Like I had kindergarten and all the germs spreading, and oh my goodness, I was afraid. But I have a strong immunity, so we don't know. We'll see. I'll show you the classroom when I get in, and I will catch up with you later. So it's a portable, and looks really very nice. Look at the beautiful artwork. I just love looking at the various artwork. And not to draw the curtains. It's very dark in here, but I see that the work is already posted up here. Okay. So this is my classroom that I'll be teaching today. Alright guys, let's make a difference today. I have about 5 more minutes until the kids come in, and maybe 2 more minutes, but I feel a little bit apprehensive. Even though I've been doing this for so many years, I still have butterflies in my stomach just meeting new kids or just waiting for the bell to ring. So I don't know about you. Do you feel these things as well? Just let me know in the comments below. So I think I'm ready for the students. We don't have a dance today, but we have Valentine activities. So those are rewards that we can work towards. So I will use that against them. And so they have to behave or we don't have a party. But I know that the students will be very well behaved because I'm going to start off with the high expectations. And that's what I'm going to do. So wish me good luck, guys. Oh, yes, this is grade 5-6. So another challenge for me, but you know how I'm like. I want to face the challenges right away so that I can overcome them and to grow and to become a better teacher. So we're doing math, learn about protractors. So that will be fun. I like doing that. So it's more a hands-on activity. So it's going to be fun. We're going to do a little bit of reading and a few Valentine stories and activities. So that's the plan for today. So here I go. Wish me good luck. Bye now. Ciao, guys. I'm just going to give you a quick update. So this is a grade 4-5, very nice group. We just completed math, and I sent them off to health in the library. And portable, you have to, you know, be very careful with shoes, and I have to remind the kids to keep their shoes on, indoor shoes on. And we just got a new student, so I was just doing little name activities in the circle, so to get to know that person a little bit more. But and for me, for sure, trying to remember everybody's names. Everybody's here today, so I have to make sure I do an afternoon attendance as well. But it's a nice group, very good. I had to have them line up again so that they can enter the school quietly, because they were just making such a ruckus outside. So that's what I did. And the volume, I like that. I like using that strategy. I learned it from one of the YouTubers as well. You just put volume or noise on the board, and you just erase a letter, and the last letter is V or L if you put listen or whatever word that you want to put on the board. I figure volume is good because it has 6 letters. So and you can award them points, and it's a great visual tool, classroom management hack that I discovered, and it really works. Students remind each other to quiet down, and if you're approaching that, and they know that they have to be quiet, so I try to walk to the board, and they know that, oh yeah, quiet guys, and they monitor themselves really. And it looks like they only lost an E, but I give them a check mark. So if I see them working hard and being quiet, I give them a check mark. So they earn 2 minutes for every check mark. And since they are having a celebration or a little party at the end, I said that we will earn extra time for a party if you continue to keep the noise level at a reasonable kind of learning environment. But yeah, they were really good with that. And I like that strategy actually. So I'll continue to use that one for sure. And it ties in really nice with the science. We learned about decibels, and I made that connection. What is a whisper? How loud is a decibel when we're whispering? And we were able to take what they learned, the grade 4 learned decibels in science today, and reapply it to their everyday life. So I like making those connections. So all that's going on. We're going to have a little party at the end for Valentine's Day. Ooh, there's lots of assortment of food and candy. Oh, that's why I don't bring candy. I just don't. I find that it's just too much junk food that we give our kids nowadays. I would rather, give them something else like a pencil or an eraser. So that's what I have. I got some Valentine's cards here. I'm going to fill it out and give the students Valentine's. And the teacher left some little treats as well. So she's going to have me give them out for the kids. So that's the little update, and I will talk to you later. Ciao guys, it's the end of the day, so I'm going to say goodbye to you for today. Another great day, and even though it's Valentine's Day, a lot of students were a little wild at the end, but they were pretty good, so I am so happy. So I'm going to maybe a liquor store or something like that to get maybe a bottle of wine and order something. I'm not sure, we'll see, and I'll go home and enjoy the rest of the evening. So happy Valentine's Day, guys. Bye for now. Ciao, guys. It is a really nice morning today. Pretty mild. It's about 0 degrees, so I'm not complaining. I am going to do a little bit of planning time today at my favorite school. It's just 10 to 15 minutes away, and I had lots of time this morning to go to Tim's. It's just a regular popular coffee spot that I like to go to sometimes. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I think today I needed a little bit of coffee. Last night we had Valentine's Day, and I got rose, a mini rose. I always request that so that I can, plant it in the spring, and sometimes it will, grow the next year, but, it's a 50-50 chance, but I've been really successful with my mini roses, so I like doing that. So today it's just planning time. That means I will be filling in for teachers, and it's a special day where the primary teachers are doing EQO workshops in class, or like workshops I think in service or at the board office. I'm not sure where, but I will be just filling in for those teachers to get some workshop or more information in regards to EQAO testing, and it's just a provincial testing that they have to be familiar with. So that's what I'm going to do today, and the sun is out, you can see right there. And I will catch up with you later. Okay, bye for now. Ciao guys, I'm just finishing up the day at my school, and I am, it's hard to touch base with the planning time teachers, the teachers that I'm doing planning time for. At the end of the day, I should perhaps do a follow-up, but I don't have time, so I can do what I can do, but next time I'll probably write a little note with each planning time classroom. But if you're in different classrooms, really hard, and today was very like an unstructured day, but it was really nice having each classroom for about 2 periods, and we were able to do math and language. So a lot of learning occurred during that time, and I just love it. Having primaries, teaching primaries, sort of things, and having them, I can see those light bulbs appear when you're teaching them. So try different strategies like a turn and talk. I did that today. Sharing at the end of a math unit where we were looking at different strategies to add 3-digit numbers, and using one of the strategies and trying to work on that, and checking your work with a different strategy that your strengths are. So they did that as well. So a lot of learning occurred during that time, and I just really like that. There's a lot of routines as well that they know that they should do, and it was pretty good, very seamless kind of transition. The kids are great. I just love teaching the school. So as I was signing out, I was approached by one of the teachers, and she told me that I was very much talked about, and she invited me back to the class, or to the school, and a very good vibe in this school, so I'm very happy about that. So that made my day, actually. So thank you, everybody, for supporting. And I'm so lucky to be in this situation and being here. And I will continue to put my best foot forward every single day and make a difference as much as I can. And I have an assignment tomorrow. Apparently the same another request. So the same classroom that I went to, the junior classroom that did the speeches. So I'm looking forward to that class and meeting my girlfriend as well. So I am anticipating that. So lots to do, and continue on with my reflection. I have to catch up on that. So I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. Bye for now. Ciao, guys. It's an icy morning today. I was afraid that it might be canceled because we have a little bit of ice rain, and that's just very treacherous, especially in the country. But it seems like all the counties or the areas are running, and it's good because I was anticipating to go to work today, and I have the pleasure of going back to the same school and same classroom that was very structured, and the routines were already set. So I'm excited about that, even though it's a junior, but it gives me an opportunity to teach them a little bit more, and yeah, I really like that. So I left early today because of the conditions, and as well as it's the early start in school. And a girlfriend of mine told me that there was going to be like chili and a special lunch today. But I always pack my own lunch. But it's nice that she invited me to, come and join the staff. So I already feel like I'm part of the staff already. So I'm so blessed. All right, I will talk to you later, and I'll give you a little update of what's going on. And today is Friday, yay! Last day of the week. I am well rested. I did my morning routine. I did some meditation on my way here, so I am ready to tackle the world and to make a difference. All right. Ciao, guys. It's the end of the day. They got dismissed early today, so they get dismissed at 2:50, so that's regular time because they start a little early, so it's nice. And I got an opportunity to work on my computer for a little bit. But another great day. The grade 5s were wonderful. We did a lot of language and math. I was able to teach a lesson on using protractors and reading and deciphering the values of a protractor and angles. So they were able to do that, and I just gave them various tips like how to estimate angles by looking at the standard benchmarks. Just things that we take for granted, really, that the students who are not familiar with measuring angles can be successful in. What else did we do? We did a little bit of Chromebooks, which is just computers, and it was very engaging activity where they had to figure out like solving puzzles and getting the right answer. And it's really fun to try to solve it. And that's about it. The report cards went home today, and it's Vietnamese New Year's. It was Chinese Vietnamese New Year's, so I celebrated as well. And I got them these little red envelopes, and you normally put money in it, but we're not allowed to put any money in. All I did was put little erasers, because pencil does not fit in this little envelope, unfortunately. And I didn't get a chance to go to the dollar store to go and pick out something special. I normally put chocolate coins, but then again, you know, I do not bring in food whatsoever in the classroom. It's just that there's like safety concerns, allergies, and I had a bad experience with that, so I am no longer bringing food into the classroom because of that reason. And that's all that went on today. And oh, I just love this classroom. I wish I get invited to share in the learning and the whole environment of this class. It's very structured and regimented. But you get used to it, and once you set it, it's just flawless. So I was very, again, lucky to have them today. So I will continue on doing my reflection, and I will get back to you tomorrow. I'll do my summary of my week and what I've learned, and the general theme that been like resonating through the week. And I will try to upload pictures, the videos. Anyways, get that out for sure. All right. Talk to you soon. Ciao, guys. What an awesome week. I had a fantastic week. And I think I had 3 days of request where a teacher or a principal call you and ask you to come back to the classroom. And that gave me a lot of opportunity just to prepare for the class. For instance, on Friday, it was Vietnamese New Year. So I was prepared. I gave them little Vietnamese like red envelopes, and I put erasers inside of each envelope. So I didn't want to. Normally I put little chocolate coins, but because of the nature of allergies and the safety issue, I just put little erasers. So it was really nice to go back to the same classroom, and it's good to get to know the students as well, and to give a little bit of consistency, especially when you're a daily supply. So it is really hard to get that consistency if you're going to different schools. But if you have a request to go to the same school and the principal know you and the staff knows you as well, it's really nice to go back to the same school. So I had that opportunity this week, and I was like so happy to go back to my favorite school. I learned that if you're a supply teaching, you have to be able to be flexible, especially when you are a planning time teacher. So I was in that position about perhaps 3 times this week, and you have to be very I guess, flexible. I have a folder where I put the lesson plans inside the folder and have my name in it, so that if I lose it, people know it's mine, so that they can give it back to me. So that helps me keep me organized. And when you're going to different classrooms, it's a good idea to bring everything with you, your bag and even your coat and your boots, because sometimes I had an incident where I had to do DPA and I didn't have my boots with me. So I had my coat, it was in the portable, but I didn't bring my boots. So next time, it's a good idea to bring everything with you, especially when you're doing planning time assignments. As a planning time teacher, it's very important to maintain a consistent classroom management because when you are there only for like 40 minutes to 50 or 60 minutes, they have to be clear in your expectations. So you go through the lesson, and you have to make sure this is your expectation. You expect them to do this work and to comply. They are expected to do that work until the end of the period. So that's very important to deliver and follow through on. Sometimes when you're doing a planning time assignment, sometimes the teacher doesn't know that you'll be coming into the classroom. So it's a good idea at the beginning of the day just to touch base with the teachers, telling them that they have a certain planning time that they have allocated for them, so that they are ready for you with the lesson plans, especially when you are making up for the planning time as well. So it's a good idea just to touch base with the teachers to see if anything changed throughout the day, or unexpected assemblies, or even library time. I had one incident where I thought we had library, but it was canceled, but I wasn't aware of that. So it's a good idea to touch base with the librarian or any planning time teachers, so that you have a clear indication of what's expected or what's scheduled for the day. So that's a really good a tip that you should do, and I sometimes fail to do. So next time when I'm in that kind of position, I'm going to continue on doing that. On Wednesday was Valentine's Day, and I knew that it will be an off day because of the party and perhaps a dance. So when I went to the 4-5 split that day, I gave them went through the expectations and went through the schedule with them. And at the end of the day, they had a party. So I had made sure that I made a room for the treats to be put in certain areas, so that the students don't access it throughout the day. So, and I made sure that they finish all their work first before they do the party. So from the beginning, I set my clear expectations for the students, and then I told them about the volume meter, the classroom management hack that I found, and it was very effective. You put volume on the board, and then if they are loud, you erase one of the letters, and if they're on the last letter, say the V, for instance, and then they know that there's consequences for that. But this class is very, very good. I even said that if they are quiet, I give them a check mark so they have extra time for their party. So they end up regulating themselves. So it's very interesting to see. So I like that aspect of the volume hack. They also had computers that day, and with computers, you always have to remind them that their ID and password is the property of the school, the equipment's property of the school. So if they sign on with their username and password, they know that they are monitored throughout, and there's a history of their activities, so that they can't get away with anything. So if they are off task, you have to let them know that you can access it and you can look at their history, so that gives them a sense of accountability. So I like to reiterate at the beginning of computer that this is what they need to be. This is what they need to do, and you have your assigned computers, and give 10 computers out at a time, and make sure that they have the designated computer, and remind them about the etiquette, about online etiquette, whether, like, especially for posting things or communicating online. It's just a great idea just to remind them of their behavior online. And once I got them going on the computer, I know that they're accountable for their work, and they can work consistently and stay on task and monitor themselves and each other. So I really like doing that at the beginning of computer class. For a split class, sometimes there's, like, if you're teaching grade, a split grade, sometimes I there's a certain expectation. And I was working with the grade 4s with science, and I set the grade 5s off to do their thing. They had to read a passage, and then they have to answer a few questions or come up with questions so that their peers can answer it. And I told them, you know, explicitly, you have to give me 5 to 10 questions to ask your peers, and you tell them level 4 is where you have 10 questions. Level 2 is where you only have 5 questions, and the expectation is that you can try to get 10 questions, and then you're at level 4. Or if you want to be a level 3, which is grade level expectation, is between 7 to 8 questions. So you tell them that, and they know exactly what to expect. And if I was working with the grade 4s, and I made sure that all the kids were on task before I started with my guided group. So that's very important to do, especially when you're working with a split class, and you want to work with a certain group, and the other group has to work quietly or be on task because you don't have time to monitor their behavior. So that worked out really well, just giving them that expectation at the beginning, and they were pretty much independent on their own. The grade 5s were very good at that. And since we were, the grade 4s, since we were talking about decibels and the sound in science, it plays really well with the volume meter that I set up during the morning. So I try to connect that with the volume meter and tell them that, you know, a 20 decibel is like a whisper. So they relate to that a lot more after the science lesson that we had. So it just fits really well into the lesson. So it was a really amazing day on Valentine's Day. I really had lots of fun with that. And I knew it was Valentine's Day, so I got cards for them, and I filled out their names and gave them little racers for instead of treats. So when we did have the food and sharing time, I'm very organized because I don't feel like students should be like, you know, chaos and have food tossed here and there. So I made sure that everybody has a paper towel on their desk, and one at a time, students share what they have and put their treats on the table or on their paper towel, so that everybody has a little bit of something, as opposed to not enough treats, you know, going around. So sometimes that happens where one student didn't get all the treats. So I made sure that it's been the food and all the treats and cards and things like that gets distributed evenly and in an organized fashion. So yeah, it turned out to be a really fun day, and I had lots of fun Valentine's Day and Vietnamese New Year. So this week was pretty much a celebration of sort. But I learned from this week that your union is there to help you. I had an assignment where I got reassigned and to cover for an educational assistant, and I was worried because I was assigned to have 2 duties, and one EA told me that I have to do bus duty after I already did my duty. So I'm just wondering about that. So I called my union and I asked her about the various duties. The union does not cover you if you are reassigned to do educational assistant role or anything like that, because what you are there for is just a supply teacher. So that's what I learned about that. Your union is there to help you, and you should contact them if you have any questions whatsoever. Another thing that I encountered this week is that it's really hard to
get assignments in a particular area. I waited to get an assignment in a city, and it was really hard because you are really at the mercy of the callouts and at the mercy of what assignments that are available. So sometimes you cannot wait until the best assignment comes up because you wanted to be in a certain area to do some like errands. That's what I wanted to do. I had some errands in the city, so I waited for that particular assignment. But it ended up that the next day I didn't even get any calls, and I waited too long. But because of the nature of the call out, we had so many calls and so many jobs this week, and I was lucky enough to pick one up at I think 8 o'clock, or it was 7:30. It was pretty late during the day, and I thought I won't get a job that day. So you're really at the mercy of the call out system. So just be aware of that. So that's my message for this week. You know, your union is there for you, and you have no control over your call out and where you are assigned for the daily supply. So take what you can get, basically. All right. Have a nice time. Bye for now. And just remember, subscribe if you haven't done so. Give me a thumbs up if you like this, and comment if you have any questions. All right, talk to you later.